We're hanging on for dear life. Wow. Hold your breath. Oh, what's up, gamers? It's Durkee here, and today we're going to be playing with what I expect to be one of the best decks in the meta, and that is classic Logbait. Well, not classic, but Logbait. You can see my deck on the bottom left. With all of the balance changes and mainly nerfs that are coming to evolutions, I expect this deck to be really good. You're going to see a lot less Daggered Duchess this season just because that's getting nerfed as well. So all of those things kind of lend itself to Logbait being pretty decent, as well as the Evo Wizard and Void not being great against Logbait. So I think Logbait is going to be, at the very least, decent, if not one of the best decks in the meta. I don't want to get my hopes up, though. You never really know. So we're going to be playing some games with this deck, showing you how to use it. This is also my personal favorite deck of all time. Maybe not this variant, but this type of deck. So not quite sure what this guy's running. The fact that he has Valkyrie and a Firecracker is just, it's kind of confusing. We're going to go ahead and cycle here and defend this knight. So yeah, I'm curious what everyone thinks about the Wizard and the Void spell. I'm going to take this Rocket. It's only a -1 trade. But yeah, Evo Wizard and Void, they seem good, but they don't quite seem broken, which is not at all what we would expect from Supercell. Like, whenever there's a new drop, you kind of expect it to just be busted. I'm going to Knight low in case he Firecrackers. Yeah, because sometimes they'll play a Valkyrie and then they'll play a Firecracker immediately afterwards, and he decides not to. Goblin Gang, or Goblin Barrel will most likely force out arrows, so I'll have to spend 6 on this. Yeah, that's perfect. If we're feeling extra risky, we can go for a King Tower activation, and I'm going to do that. I think it's worth it. And then fire, or E-Spirit like this, just to mitigate damage. We're going to need 1 Firecracker shot, but that's super fine, because we get the King Tower activated, and our towers are pretty much even on both sides. So I'm going to cycle a log here. No surprise, another giant user. We're going to Tesla way over here to make sure that we can pull that giant. Since he played it on the inside lane, we should be able to pull that. And we're going to Knight. We need to watch out for the Evo Firecracker. Okay, I'm just going to rocket this. This is an outstanding rocket. Takes care of the Witch. Takes care of all that. Once that locks on, I'm going to go for an E-Spirit here. And then a Gang. He's just going to Valkyrie, but that's okay. Yep, we're fine. You can go for a low Knight here. The reason I go for a low Knight is that way the King Tower helps out. He's going to get 1 Firecracker shot. That's okay with us. We're going to go in for the barrel while the Daggered Duchess is charging up. And ideally in this matchup, you don't want to be going same lane. But I'm not I haven't been too impressed with this guy's play, so I think we can get away with it. We could possibly get a good rocket here if he goes in with a giant, and of course he does. It's just so brainless from these types of beatdown players. It's like, oh, I have a bunch of stuff at the bridge, I'm just gonna go in, and they just forget the fact that I can just rocket everything. So not really surprised by this guy's level to play. Anyways, we're gonna win this game. Okay, Firecracker, we're gonna go Knight just to keep that Firecracker off of our tower. He goes for some protection. I can't say that I blame him. That's kind of what you want to do when you play Firecracker. You want to be annoying with it, you want to protect it. We're going to E-Spirit here, and once that shoots, we're going to go in for a Gang. And then we're going to Rocket here to hit the Witch, and maybe a Valkyrie, but probably not. He'll probably play the Valkyrie in the middle. Oh, he lets it go, so because of that, he doesn't have arrows in hand. We're going to Barrel Princess. He has the Valkyrie in the back. Okay, he actually goes for Firecracker, which I don't agree with, because look at how much damage we just got. Okay, we're going to test a low here. And we also need to provide additional aid to DPS down this giant. And you can see why I like having the King Tower activated. The King Tower is helping out immensely on the DPS because the Daggered Duchess was all out of daggers. Imagine if I didn't have King Tower activated in that scenario. Evo Knight is actually going to tank for a lot of the daggers, so I'm comfortable going in for a barrel because all of the daggers have been used. Okay, triple elixir time. Okay, I could rocket this. I think I'm just going to breathe, take a chill pill. You can see all he's doing is just spamming the bridge, right? It is really good against the Daggered Duchess because, you run out of daggers. But we're going to be able to defend. No problem. Despite the lack of brain on my opponent. Okay, he might go for a Firecracker, but we're going to pressure with Barrel. My boy's just spamming. He's just playing bridge spam simulator over here. Yeah. Anyways, this is going to wrap up the game pretty much here. I'm just going to go ahead and cycle a rocket, but this game's over. So GG's to that beatdown player. That's just proof that you'll be fine. And this is pre-balance changes as well. So good game to this guy. We'll take the easy dub. Catch you in the next match. All right, into our next match here. Something that I get asked a lot in the comments is like, if you only have one evolution, what do I do? And I would say if you only had one evolution, you can keep the Evo Knight in, and then instead go for Inferno Tower. We're going to Princess here to DPS this down. Yeah, and you can go Inferno Tower, and it's a pretty good answer. He goes for the poison, so I'm going to have to log here. And then, yeah, Goblin Gang. We're going to eat one Mortar Shot, but we're going to get our King Tower activated. He goes for arrows, so we're going to immediately pressure with the barrel because there's no arrows and the Dagger Duchess is charging. So in terms of matchup, this is already not great because they have 3 spells, right? They have arrows, poison, and log, and I'm running spell bait. So that's not great, but with this deck, you can pretty much win any matchup if you play really well. So in general, I think I'm going to want to rocket the Evo Mortars, and I might have to kind of leverage Princess at the Bridge for a lot of our damage as the game goes on. Mainly because if he has arrows and log, I can't really expect to get a ton of barrel damage, right? It's just unrealistic. Log here, so that way that it doesn't charge onto my knight. And then we're gonna Tesla here last minute. I don't think it would be smart to protect his mortar. You can see if I didn't go for that Tesla, the mortar would have gotten a shot on the tower. So now his next mortar will be an evolved one, so I want to make sure that I'm saving my rocket for that. I think it's absolutely just the safest play. If you don't rocket the Evo Mortar, you're going to have a bad time. At least with my deck. I'm going to do this because we have a Tesla up and an E-Spirit coming. It's nice. Okay, so we bait out the log, but like I told you, it doesn't really matter because he has arrows. Okay, I expect him to go Evo Mortar here. I just kind of get that vibe. He doesn't, though, so that's completely fine with me. I'm going to Tesla here because I want to keep my knight healthy. Beautiful. And healthy he will remain, for the most part. This interaction is pretty painful, though. Like, the Evo Knight doesn't really DPS down that. But, like I said, he has Evo Mortar in hand, so we're going to get ready with a rocket. Waiting for him to play it. He doesn't play it yet, so that's fine. Yeah, he's just going to... He either has log or arrows in hand for this, so like I said, I can't expect to get too much damage with barrels. So we're going to switch lanes here, making sure we always have enough elixir to rocket if we need to. If and when we need to. Knight up high to kind of deal with both of this. He can Inferno Dragon, but we're going to go like this with our Tesla. Beautiful. And now that Tesla is kind of like making it so he can't go in for a mortar, which is really, really nice. Okay, once this gets cleaned up, I'm actually going to go for a pretty cheeky play. I'm going to do this and then this. Because like I said, I can't expect to get barrel damage. So I have to do something like this. Otherwise, I'm not going to get any damage. I'm going to rocket this because watch what happens. So that Evo Knight is still living. So Evo Knight is going to get a shot onto the tower, which is awesome. My only, like, question mark is, you know, can I defend the Evo Mortar? And I think the answer is yes. You can see there, that play of rocketing the tower and the bowler actually put us into the lead. Even though he has 3 spells, you know, 3 answers for us, we're still winning, which is awesome. I'm going to go like this to protect my Princess. King Tower actually helping us immensely against that Inferno Dragon. Okay. Okay, we're going to Knight here. And I'm going to Princess because I need it. I can't get damage otherwise. Like, I mean that. I can't. E-Spirit to preserve the HP of my Knight. I mistimed it, but that's all good. I'm going to Tesla here. And then I'm going to Evo Knight really low, just for the mortar. E-Spirit to distract the mortar once more, and then we're going to go for a Tesla. You can see that E-Spirit totally distracted the mortar. He just went for arrows. So here's what he's going to log, and then we're going to Princess. Perfect. Now Princess is on the tower, and anything he plays is going to go into that Evo Tesla. So you can see on paper, right, this matchup is brutal. He has arrows, log, and poison. He has triple spell. And I told you, there's ways around it. People don't believe it. We're going to rocket his Evo Mortar when he plays it. We know he's going to play it. Yeah, that's a fine poison. I don't really mind that. Okay, it's not an Evo Mortar, so... Okay, that's a good rocket, though. Goblin Gang in the middle. We live to see another day. Just going to apply a light bit of pressure. If he's using his spells on defense, he can't use them to cycle onto my tower, so that's fine. Again, we need to be ready for the Evo Mortar. Pretty obvious that it was going to be coming here. But he's not going to be able to break through in time, so... Good game to this Mortar player. I mean, I don't know, frankly, how he lost that matchup, to be completely honest, but we're going to take the win in a pretty hard matchup, and we'll catch you in the next one. GG's. Right into our next match here against Riche. And I hope I'm not trying to sound like sarcastic or rude when I talk about like matchups or things, but just trying to let you know that, like, you know, if you're good in Clash Royale, you can really win any matchup. Like, so this deck, depending on your deck, of course, but I think this deck has tons of outplay potential, so that's kind of why I gassed it up and why I personally love it. So anyways, I countered that. We're down 2 elixir. I went Knight and Log to go ahead and counter that Hog Rider. Then we just rocketed the Muskie. So looks like it might be 2.6. I'm not entirely sure. Never mind. I thought. Okay, we're going to Knight down low here. Should help clean up all of the Barbarians. He's running a really weird Hog Rider deck. And he sacked almost his entire tower to go for that really, really weird push. So interesting. I swapped out Goblin Gang with Goblins. I wanted to give it a try, see if I liked it. Tesla here will probably counter the Hog and activate King Tower, so beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted. It's a really good start against this super unorthodox Hog Rider deck. Also worth noting, he doesn't have the Daggered Duchess, so already a good sign for us in terms of the matchup. He hasn't shown me any reason why I can't just log the Princess. And even if he has Goblin Barrel, Daggered Duchess does very well against it. I'm going to E-Spirits to save the daggers. I don't like the idea of being low on daggers, so that's kind of why I went for that. I'm going to Princess at the bridge as well. I don't know what he has in hand for it. Yeah, Minion Horde, interesting. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to Evo Knight low, so the King Tower helps out, and it's going to kite it away. So that was like pretty perfect execution-wise. All of my log ready in case he cycles back to scar me. Evo Barbs. That's fine with me as well. We're low on daggers, so I'm going to Princess over here. If he poisons it, then we'll have Tesla for the Hog Rider. He can't poison the Princess and the Tesla. He has to pick one or the other. We're going to go Goblins here. Take care of this Muskie. And right now we are just a few rocket logs away from winning this match. Like I said, I haven't really seen any reason why I cannot log the Princess. So I'm going to do this and then immediately go for the Princess because he's going to scar me. Yeah, he did. And that is going to put us into rocket range probably when the Princess splashes. So pretty easy play from us here. He's just going to spam me right now, but this E-Spirit is going to go to work. Yeah, absolutely demolished that push. He just spent so much elixir on that push and he got absolutely nothing for it. He won't be able to defend the barrel. So really good win against this super cheesy deck. I mean, after seeing more of his cards, I would say that we kind of hard countered him, but you're not going to hear me complain about matchups. So good game to Riche. We're going to maybe get the 3 crown here. And I'll go ahead and catch y'all in the next match. I did our next match here against this guy. It's always nice to see someone running the Princess Tower. That's like way better for us. And this is pre-balance changes too, so no complaints. We're just going to cycle our E-Spirit here, and then if he doesn't play anything, we'll go for our Princess. Kind of to force him to play something. Princess here is going to do a really good job against the Firecracker. Forces out the preemptive Knight. And I can just log this. And then I'm just going to rocket onto everything. Just clean it all up. So nice good start for us. Cat's out of the bag with his win condition as well. He's running some sort of like hog cycle deck. So not too worried about it. Usually when they run hog, they have like Earthquake, Log, and Delivery. That's a very popular variant of the deck. But not 100% sure what all of his cards are. Good bats, but they're still going to get, the barrel's still going to get damage on the tower. Yeah, there's the Delivery that I was talking about. Funny enough, he got it down late. E-Spirit, just so that way we don't waste too many daggers. And then we're going to Princess opposite lane and get ready for some piggies. I want to get King Tower activated, but I don't think it's a good play. Little Prince locks onto the tower instead of the Knight, so that's unfortunate in terms of the damage, but that's all good. E-Spirit here, and then I'm going to barrel in the back, so if he plays a Delivery, hopefully he gets pulled to the back, and then the Knight will go to the front. Oh, I should have put the barrel a little further in the back. My whole vision was that the Royal Delivery would walk back, and then the Knight would get on the tower, so we almost had it. We almost had it. Okay, so he will have Evo Firecracker next in cycle. It's important to track your opponents' like evolutions, because you kind of need to play. You need to play differently when they have their evolutions in hand. We're gonna Knight low and be ready for hogs. Okay, there's the Evo Firecracker. I'm just gonna let that go. I'm gonna actually try and activate my King Tower with these goblins, and we do. It's really important. Okay, because we got the bats, I'm going to princess because he's going to delivery, and the princess is going to chip away at the tower. Beautiful princess. That's really good damage. We're going to knight to help deal with his Evo Knight. We're going to log as well. And I'm hoping this E-Spirit can jump onto the firecracker. Oh my, what an E-Spirit! Did y'all see that E-Spirit? That E-Spirit was absolutely insane. There we go. Nice, okay. You need to watch out for the firecracker. I can always go for high Tesla if I have to. Goblins help DPS this down. It's good that he has poison instead of earthquake, honestly. That is a lot better for us. Princess just to force out something from him. He doesn't have a ton of cheap cards, so yeah. That was an even trade for us in terms of the elixir that it forced out of our opponent. Just gonna cycle a log here. Whenever you don't know what to do, cycling log is always a decent play. We're gonna princess here. Beautiful, beautiful use of the princess. He goes for the poison, so we have 2 knights down. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna go for goblins, because he's gonna delivery. Oh, I don't think you can afford it right away. And you can look at that massive counter push we have. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, pretty easy game against this guy. We'll take the dub and catch you in the next match. Into our next match against Tito's. Old, reliable Tito's. Running the Daggered Duchess. We're just going to take a breather here. Okay, he goes for the bats. I have E-Spirit in cycle, which is perfect if he goes for like a giant. Or he might just let it go. See, Dagger Duchess does really good against those types of swarm decks. So we're going to go, and we're going to princess here. I know it looks weird, but we're up elixir. And by the time that Megaknight gets up, I was going to say, we're going to try and get a King Tower activation here. We'll see how he supports this. I might need a save. Yeah. The King Tower activation is kind of out the window here. Oh, go to my knight. No. Darn it. Okay, it didn't quite work out the way we planned. I expect him to go bats on this, though, so I'm going to go for a delayed E-Spirit. Nah, no bats, no bats. But that's still threatening. Nice. Great damage. Could go for a King Tower activation here. I think I will go for it. I think it's worth it in this matchup. Yeah, we only took like a few Spear Goblins on the other side, and we got our King Tower activated, so I think, depending on the matchup, that's usually worth going for. I'm going to preemptively Tesla here. Don't know what his spells are, but oftentimes Megaknight only runs like a small spell, or like a small spell and minor. So, I think it's a fine play. Then we're going to Knight to just like pull it over. And then E-Spirit for the bats. Bang, 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 bang. That's why I like E-Spirit in this deck. It's so good. Against a lot of the beatdown specifically, it's amazing. Barrel over here. And we're going to log his Goblin Gang. No, he played minions. Grrr. Wow, almost had him, almost had him. The vision was there. Fortunately, that mini P.E.K.K.A goes backwards. It's actually really good for us. We get a ton of damage. So much damage there. He might Megaknight in front of this. I wouldn't be surprised. E-Spirit's going to help out against the Firecracker and the mini P.E.K.K.A. Perfect placement there for us. Okay, I'm going to Knight in the back. I can get back to another one by the time he plays a Megaknight. Now are we going to catch the Goblin Gang? No, he goes minions again. This man. You can see we're already back to another Knight here for this push. So with the King Tower activated, it's going to be a really easy defense. Now we can get a good log. A hefty log in terms of value. Once that shoots, we're going to go like this. Princess for these bats, and then to also splash onto the tower. Evo Tesla is going to clean all of this up. Shout outs to Evo Tesla. And so far so good. I mean, like, we made 1 or 2 mistakes defensively, but like I said, Megaknight usually doesn't run a big spell, so as long as you're in control of like the tempo and everything, you're going to be fine. Interesting arrows, I feel. I'd like this to jump onto the Firecracker. Nah, it doesn't. Horrible Goblin Gang. That Goblin Gang just got eviscerated by the Princess. Okay, we need to try and cycle back to another Knight. If we can, because he's probably just going to Megaknight on this one. I'm going to barrel now. Yeah, there's the Megaknight, but the Dagger Duchess is out of daggers. He needs to defend this. We can just pull towards our Tesla. He's Princess Scene, so that way his Evo Bats get value, but we have E-Spirit and a Princess down, and he can't do anything about it. I guess he can try and NATO it in, but it's not going to work. We're going to log to protect our Princess. And now at this point, we're pretty close to rocket range, 492. Yeah, almost there. It's pretty close to rocket log range, so we're going to get ready for that. Okay, this could be kind of scary depending on what Princess does, but Evo Tesla's kind of like a get out of jail free card for us, and that's going to put it into rocket range, so pretty good matchup against Megaknight. Definitely our matchup, at least the way that we played it, so we're going to take the dub against Tito's, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. And in our next match against Mr. Savage. I hate names like that. Just kidding, it's fine. I think it's kind of cringy sometimes. But who am I? Who am I to judge? It's fine. Alright, we're going to go in with an E-Spirit barrel here, just kind of to do a little something. Kind of feel them out. Okay, arrows. Doesn't really tell us too much. That does tell us something. So we're going to Tesla real low here. And yeah, giant beatdown. Plaguing Clash Royale. It's everywhere. Hopefully, like I said, after balance changes, they won't be like that. We're going to Princess because he already used his arrows, and he doesn't have an Evo Bomber in cycle, so it should be easy defense, relatively speaking. Knight here to protect our Tesla, and so the Princess helps splash onto the bats. Yeah, and we're fine. Easy defense. Call me crazy, I'm going to take this rocket. He just spent 9 elixir. Even if he has a pump, I'm like not too worried about it. Especially if our Princess ends up living from this interaction. Oh, we used arrows, okay. Okay, Daggered Duchess should clean this up. Yeah, she does. So I'm going to go for a barrel here. Plus the E-Spirit to maybe sneak it onto the tower. Nice. Because that E-Spirit was tanking, we actually got damage. Usually Zap can full counter barrel with the Daggered Duchess, but not today. Not with the E-Spirit tanking. This should force out something. Yeah, we get the bats out of hand. So it's a -1 trade, but we get tons of damage. Giant Goblin Drill is something that I have not seen, so I'm impressed by the ingenuity of this man. But we'll see if it works out or not. Those goblins are going to bypass the knight, unfortunately. Could rocket this, but frankly, it's just aggressive, so I'm going to Tesla instead and try and go for a King Tower activation. We'll find out if it's worth it or not. Yeah, we'll find out if it's worth it, like I said. That bowler will activate King Tower. Bruh! The bowler didn't have enough HP, but that would have activated King Tower, so we're going to go ahead and write that off as not worth it. Myth busted. I'm going to keep my Princess alive here. Go, 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 go. Yes, Princess! Beautiful. It all worked out in the end. Ooh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go for a King Tower activation as badly as I want to. I need to try and get back to my log, because he could arrows this, and I would eat a lot of damage. Okay, he doesn't. Arrows it. Even without arrowsing, he's still got hella damage. Okay, there are the arrows. We have our E-Spirit ready for bats. In case he goes for some bats. I just let it go. Goes for a Musketeer snipe. I respect that. I'm low-key just going to let that Muskie go. Princess in the opposite lane. What is he going to do on it? I was going to say, he has to do something. I'm going to Knight, then E-Spirit high. Princess away from everything. I don't want to give him a ton of arrows value. If he does go for the arrows... Nah, he doesn't. Okay, we're good. Kind of smart of him to save his arrows. But like I said, he could go for it at some point. Okay. 2 Knights DPSing this down, even though we cycled our Tesla. Look at how much damage we're getting onto the opposite lane. I'm going to pressure both lanes here. And I think we might have like a checkmate scenario here, because he has to spend 5 elixir on that side. And then look at how much we have coming down on the other side. So, GG's to Mr. Savage. We'll take the dub. Catch you in the next one. Our next match against Leonid. And we are, what are we? We're in League 7 right now, so competition's pretty good, I would say. I'm going to cycle my E-Spirit here. And then Princess for the LP, and then I'm going to pressure with this just so he doesn't go for like a King Tower activation, or even if he does, that's fine with me. And then Knight. And I don't think the Little Prince crossed the bridge, which is so unfortunate. I'm going to E-Spirit just to reset the fire rate. And we're chilling. I could go for a King Tower activation with that bowler, but I've tried that before and it failed last time. Actually, let's do it, dude. Let's do it. Come on, bowler. Come on, bowler. Do it, do it, do it. Come on, come on, come on. Ow! Every time I go for the King Tower activation, the bowler never has enough HP. I just think it would have been so helpful against Goblin Drill to have the King Tower activated, so I don't think it's going to cost me too much. Like, it's not like this guy has a giant like the last guy, so it's okay. We are down a little over 3 elixir, though, so that can be dangerous. Alright, we're going to Princess in the opposite lane and get ready. Knight in front is usually the best placement, but sometimes they drill in the back. Princess helping out. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. No problem whatsoever. And now our elixir is all evened out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and barrel just to force out some elixir. Oh, we went for arrows. That's interesting. Got his bowler. Okay. Oh, but he messed that up. And the E-Spirit's going to connect on the tower. That's huge. Do I dare go for the King Tower activation? One of these days. One of these days, dude. The problem is when he... Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Beautiful, bowler. You know what to do. You know what to do, bowler. Yes! And that's how you do it. That's how you do it, everybody. Only took me like several tries. And we ate a lot of damage, but still worth, still worth. Used arrows. He's going to eat a lot of damage here because he used those arrows. Tons of damage. I think Log almost takes care of this Little Prince. Maybe it'll chain. Does not. Oh, it does chain. Great chain. Tesla, because I want the shockwave to help out with those goblins. Beautiful. Goes for the poison. Whenever they go for a poison, like a lot of times you can just rocket it, especially if they're already at a deficit. So he goes for the poison. I'm just going to take the rocket. He's a giant this whole time? What? What? Is this a thing? Let's not make this a thing, yeah. Oh, little E-Spirit chain. I can see the appeal, though. Let's be completely honest. Wow. I'm kind of flabbergasted that this is a thing and that it's working. Okay. Alright, Giant Goblin Drill, new meta apparently. Some YouTuber must have made a video about it. I'm going to do this, try and catch bats on my princess. He goes bowler, but we still get another shot. Oh, no we don't. Okay, that's fine. Probably just poison here, so I'm going to go for barrel. It's really important to pressure while defending to kind of like force out elixir from them. Okay, he's definitely going to go in with this Evo Knight. Oh, he just goes for the naked poison. Okay. You know what we're going to do.
What up, future king over
here? Oh, no. I think we need to go for barrel because poison will take me out. So I need to go for barrel. Oh, we almost had it. Alright, well, good game. Honestly, we obviously made a lot of mistakes in that game, but we're to keep that in there. GG's to that guy. Catch you in the next match. Alright, into likely our last match of the video against Zlatan. Had some pretty interesting matchups so far. And it's interesting to see like the meta kind of evolve and people like try out new things. That's kind of why I really like early seasons, because people are like not afraid to be creative and try different decks. The deck I made the YouTube video on yesterday was atrocious. So go check out that video. I used Void and Wizard and Freeze all in one deck. Okay, so Princess at the bridge gets us a lot of damage there. Super easy defense on the E-Wiz. E-Wiz, traditionally, my mind thinks P.E.K.K.A, but it could be in a lot of different decks. So it probably is like some variation of Giant Beatdown. Whenever I see Phoenix, it's usually a Giant deck. Or Electro Dragon. Okay, looks like it's going to be Graveyard, interestingly. That's another reason why I really prefer E-Spirit in this deck, is because it does a pretty decent job against Graveyard. Yeah. And my tower is doing her best right now, but she sure is struggling. Knight here. Yeah. This is when Daggered Duchess can struggle, is like against these like 4 elixir tank cards. It's like she can't do that much. Okay, I'm gonna have to Tesla here because he played the Phoenix. I wasn't going to, but since he spammed with the Phoenix, it forces out the Tesla, but we survive. I'm tempted to switch lanes here. Usually when you go against Graveyard, you don't want to go same lane because you don't want all of their counter troops just kind of going in the same lane. So I think I will. I'll probably start Princessine at the bridge opposite lane. I think that's the move. Goes for the cannon cart. If he plays anything else, I can get a rocket off. If not, goblins will actually full counter. Okay, that's a good rocket. It's a great rocket. It was almost an even better rocket as well. Okay, kind of had to waste my Evo Knight there, but I'm gonna pressure with it. Okay, nice. It forced out the bar barrel, so now we're kind of free to go for a barrel in the opposite lane. Look at how much damage we got in the opposite lane as well. We're gonna time this Tesla with a bit of a lag, so that way it helps out with the graveyard. Beautiful, and he ignored that entire barrel. And look, now he has to spend in the opposite lane. He has to spend a 3 elixir card in the opposite lane. Wow, he overspent on that, if you ask me. He's going to try and switch into my lane, most likely. At least that's what it feels like. Yeah, he is. Makes sense. I mean, that's the right thing to do. If I was the graveyard player, I would say that's the right move. And like, it's like he's just spamming. Like, it works really well against the Daggered Duchess, though. Like, you can kind of overwhelm her if you do that. Okay, Evo Knight's gonna hopefully bail us out from this dude just like spamming. We'll see. Okay. We're gonna go with an Evo Tesla here and just kind of like finally just take a breath of air after all of that spam. Okay, he uses his arrows. So he has arrows and bar barrel though, so we're gonna go on the side and try and juke the bar barrel. Hopefully he misses. Nah, he spots it. Well played. Might need a princess opposite lane just so he can't... Oh, wow. Plays the knight. We're going to go like this, and then we're going to Tesla. E-Spirit will be really, really good here. I don't think he's back to bar barrel either, so we're going to immediately go princess and barrel. And yeah, him not having bar barrel was huge there. I'm going to log so my princess gets another shot, and that's going to put it into rocket range. So good game against this guy. I mean, he kind of just like spammed the bridge, to be completely honest. So glad that we didn't get overwhelmed. So GG's against Lawton. Take the dub. Catch you in the next one. Alright, we're gonna do one more game. I was feeling generous after that last graveyard game. I wanna run it back. I wanna play one more. One more game. We're having fun with it. Go ahead and drop Princess at the bridge. Against Dagger Duchess, I think it's a fine move. Because a lot of your stuff doesn't get damage anyways. Okay, that usually means a Lava Hound variant, but you don't always know for sure. Okay, I am just going to delay my log so that way it hits the Piggy and the Mother Witch. Perfect. Maybe not perfect, but pretty good. That was a really smart mini P.E.K.K.A. Wow, what is going on? Wow, that push was crazy. That mini P.E.K.K.A. was smart because it kind of made it so like I couldn't play the goblins on the mini P.E.K.K.A. because he had the Mother Witch supporting. So that was just an interesting interaction all around. I wasn't really expecting that. So probably too aggressive on my end in single, but we're fine. So he's running Goblin Drill, Void, Mother Witch, and mini P.E.K.K.A. So crazy combination of cards, but like I said, it gets crazier. There's a lot of ingenuity at the beginning of the season. No login cycle, but I can kind of just go for E-Spirit Tesla and probably be okay. I'm going to Tesla like this, so it's hard to hit everything. Evo Knight here. Hopefully he plays it in front. He kind of wisely doesn't. Because of that, he's going to get more damage on the tower. Well played with the placement by him. But that was pretty aggressive, so we're going to do this. And I think he will like somewhat struggle to defend this. Hopefully the mini P.E.K.K.A. I was going to say goes to the back, but that's okay. We actually take the damage lead back from him because he was really aggressive there. I don't think I need to respond to this any further. I think Mother Witch gets taken care of. Beautiful stuff. Okay, we're going to go for the Knight. So despite him having like an incredibly good start, we're up, which is nice. I'm going to Princess here because I want to force out something that will go into the Tesla. And now that's in rocket range, so I think that's a fine play. Okay, I'm going to buckle up on defense here. Right, we've got to. The log over here. Take off the shields. And just protect this. We're hanging on for dear life. Wow. Hold your breath. Oh, no! Oh, he went in, though. He went in. Wow. 32 HP. Less than ideal there. I'm going to pressure with this because his Mother Witch is out of hand. In general, this is not a position you want to find yourself in as a bait player. Well, that's a lot of damage. Look at those goblins. Look at those goblins. That's huge. That was so much damage, actually. The problem is trying to not get overwhelmed by his massive push. That is a problem. Evo Tesla is definitely worth protecting here. So we are going to do that. I'm going to do this. It's kind of hard for us to get damage, so... Yeah, that's going to splash onto the tower as long as that stays put. And it will. Somehow we're making this work in a 2-tower situation. Don't ask me how. But we are. Okay. Little cliffhanger for game 2. Yeah, I'm going to do something absolutely crazy here. Oh, we didn't get as much damage as I would have liked to. I'm going to be honest with you. What is even happening right now? Gonna have to stack some damage on my King Tower, I think. Beautiful. Waste of a Mother Witch by him. And if he avoids here, like, it's not really going to do anything. Okay. Gotta hit him with the fadeaway rocket. Goblins, just to make sure. And we clutched up in a 2-tower situation, baby. Let's go! That deck was wild. Whew! Well, GG's! We'll go ahead and catch you in the outro. That's going to do it for today's video. Here's the deck one more time in case you want to give it a try or, you know, take a screenshot. I definitely would recommend playing this deck. Pre-balance changes, it's not bad, and post-balance changes, I think it'll be even better. If you only have one evolution, I'd recommend going with the Evo Knight and then putting in an Inferno Tower. You can even mix in skeletons for goblins as well. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in another video real soon. Hooray!